This is Gene. I'm coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. I'm in my Ultrastar motorhome. I'm here today to let everybody in on a little secret. Now, some people might get upset with me that I'm letting you in on this secret, but hey, it's public property, and everyone deserves a right to peace and quiet and camping in the wilderness. And what am I talking about? For some of you individuals, you won't understand it at first, but it's called dispersed camping. Dispersed camping is camping that is done in the U.S. forest. How do you find dispersed camping? Well, fortunately for everyone, including the Forestry Service, there are these motor vehicle use maps. And if you look in the corner of this little green thing, it says free. These nice maps, very large maps, okay, are available free of charge from the U.S. Forest Service at most ranger stations. Now, because of cutbacks, a lot of places don't have them anymore, or you have to get there at the first part of the year when they get their spending money. But if you get one of these maps, you have to get it for the forest that you're going to. My favorite place is Flagstaff, Arizona. And Flagstaff, Arizona is in the Coconino National Forest. Now, you're thinking to yourself, hey, I don't want to drive way up into the forest. Well, to tell you the truth, you really don't have to, unless the sites are occupied by someone else who knows about dispersed camping in the forest. I've stayed in some really nice places in the forest that were called dispersed camping. How did I find them? Well, you get this free map, okay? And on this free map, it has all of the fire roads listed in the forest. The fire roads are numbered. For instance, Fire Road 126, Fire Road 9168T, 9122U. If it's a main fire road, it's going to have a placard, or it's going to be printed on a written on a tree someplace what fire road you're on. Now, you don't want to get too far down into the forest if you don't know where you're going, because you could get lost, and you don't want to do that. So anyway, just a for instance on this, and I had this out the other day, I was looking at it, and just for instance, Flagstaff, Arizona's on here. If you ever get to Flagstaff, Arizona, which is one of my favorite places. I love going up there and staying in Walmart. When I get tired of staying in Walmart, I go up and I stay in dispersed camping in the forest. Now, this has Flagstaff on it, and it also has Munns Park and the mountain areas, and there's a Munns Park insert on here with the fire roads, and it shows these little, according to the key on this map, dispersed camping is a road, typically a fire road, with dots on the side of the road. That's the side you can camp on. If you see little dots on both sides of the road, you can camp on both sides of the road. Now, the thing is, typically if you see there's a fire pit there and a place to park your vehicle, you can pretty well, and there's no trespassing signs, you can pretty well assume that you're in a dispersed camping spot. A lot of them are pretty big. Some of them are big enough to put in 3 big RVs with horse trailers on the back. Now, the reason they did that is because there are a lot of people who like to ride horseback in the National Forest. And this gives them a place where they can safely pull off the road, get their animals out, and actually some of them actually bring a little corral with them, a portable corral, and put their horses in the corral for the night when they're overnight camping. Anyway, we've traveled about 30,000 miles in this motorhome in 4 years. We have stayed in, I can count probably on my hands, maybe on my feet too, but I think just on my hands, the amount of times that we've stayed in an RV park. One time we stayed in an RV park, it cost us $68 to stay in the middle of a cow field. You know, RV parks are nice, but for me, they're too noisy, they're too cramped, they're too difficult sometimes to get in and out of because the lots are so small. And I don't want to really part with my money when there's other things I'd rather do with it, being retired and everything. Anyway, the reason I mentioned that was all the national forests have these maps. They're all available at the ranger stations. I think it's a great idea that you get one whenever you're in the area to find a ranger station and get a free map like this, and you'll know where you can stay. Now what I do, if I find a place that I really like, I'll make a note on the map, and then I can go back there and I'll stay in the same spot if there's nobody there. Now I think you're allowed to spend 2 weeks in there, but there are people who spend longer, and I think the rangers go around and probably eventually kick them out. But as long as they're not bothering anybody, I think they do allow them to stay a little longer. But at any rate, that's Dispersed Camping. I hope it helps you guys. I hope it saves you a couple bucks that you can spend on other things. And I wish everybody a happy new year and happy trails.